Hi, I'm Doug, and this is my poker vlog. Hey guys, before we dive into the poker, I want to talk a little bit about what I learned so far from blogging. Number one thing I've learned, when you go to record your hands, make sure you have enough free memory to do so. Otherwise, it's going to get ugly real fast. Number two, do not try to record your intros or do voiceovers after spending 6 hours and half the night editing. Number three thing I learned is that you need a good editing software to get the professional results that everyone would desire. I unfortunately do not have that. I've been using my iPhone to do all the editing and all the filming for doing everything. So to improve the blog, I'm going to have to upgrade and buy editing software and computer power to do all this stuff. But I'm hesitant to do that unless I have your support. So if you like better editing, better graphics, better sound, please like and subscribe. And if you already subscribed, maybe I throw in a share there. The more people I have on board, the more comfortable I am with spending the money to make this a better channel. For your viewing enjoyment, please like and subscribe, and I will do what I can to upgrade the quality of the video. Hopefully also upgrade the quality of my play along the way. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll get right into the action. All right, we're back at Capital Casino. Hopefully I'll play a lot better than I did the other day. I played probably about as bad as I played in a long time that last episode. So we're gonna try to put our A game on and get that money back. We'll see you inside, guys. All right, we buy in for 300, sit down. A couple of rounds go by until I pick up ace-8 suited, open for a raise, and I get 2 callers. Flop comes 10-3 deuce. If no one has a 10 here, they shouldn't be able to call a continuation bet. So I go ahead and continue, and they both fold. All right, we look down at 2 aces. Someone min raises to 6, they get a caller, so I raise to 26. Only the min raiser makes the call, so 2 ways to the flop. Flop is ace-7-3 rainbow, and besides the flop being good, I have the first player leading into me for $40. So here's just a mandatory smooth call, and we'll see the turn. Turn is the queen of hearts. Doesn't really help much. He now checks. He probably has an ace and worried about his kicker. I want to keep him in the hand, so I figure bet sizing would probably get him in. So I make a $60 bet, and he thinks for a moment and then puts in the call. So we're off to the river, and it's a 10 of hearts. Puts up a possible straight, possible flush, and he just ships it here. I'm not really worried about anything, so I go ahead and call, and he rolls over ace-5 offsuit. So I got pretty good action on my aces. Very happy to take it down.
Man, can you spread out that board again? Get it for the stream, huh? Yeah.
All right, I open for a raise to 13 with ace-king of hearts. I get 2 callers, so we go 3-way to the flop. The flop is jack, 4, 8, rainbow. We do have an 8 of hearts. I go ahead and continue for 21, and they both quickly fold. Okay, it's a live 6. It gets folded around to me. I look down at ace-king of hearts. So I raise to 26. It's folded back to the original live 6, and he makes the call. So with 2 players, we go to a flop, and the flop comes 10-3-5 with 2 spades. So he checks it over to me, and I decided to make a standard continuation bet here for about half the pot. And he quickly calls. I'm putting him on some sort of either a 10 or possibly a flush draw. The turn card is no help, it's the 4 of clubs. And this time he pauses for a second before he checks it to me. So once he checks it over, I'm just gonna check it back here and try to realize my equity. River card comes is a good one, it's an ace of diamonds. So the flush miss, and he thinks for a second and he checks it over to me. And here I can probably get away with a really thin value bet, but what kind of hand is he gonna put me on? So he's not gonna call anything, and he could be trapping. So I just check it back. He rolls over 6-4. He flopped an open ender, so my pair of aces take it down. Here I'm on the button with 6-5 of diamonds. It gets folded to me, so I open for a raise to 18. Only the big blind calls. The flop comes ace, queen, 6 with 1 diamond. This is so much better for my range than his. So when he checks it to me, I'm going to continue with everything I have. And it's very unlikely he'll be able to call. And he quickly folds, and I take down the small pot. All right, on this hand I have queen 6 of clubs in the big blind. I get 5 limpers, so we go 6-way to the flop. Flop is king 9-7 with 1 club. I check it, and it ends up getting checked around. Turn card comes as 8 of clubs, so it gives me a second nut flush draw and a straight draw. But I just check it, and the player behind me bets $11, and he ends up getting 2 callers, and the odds are really good for me here. I thought about putting a possible squeeze on here, but I don't like to squeeze when the ranges are so wide and the board is so wet. So I'm just going to realize my equity, if I have any, and put out the call for $11. The river card comes as a blank, 2 of hearts, so I'm done with it. I check, and the player in seat 9 bets right away, and everybody folds. Okay, so we're on the button, and we look down at ace king of hearts. There is 1 limper in front of us, so we go ahead and raise it to 20. The big blind is the only player to call. The flop is 9, ace, 4, all different suits. So when it's checked to us, we're just going to go ahead and continue for $20, and he quickly folds. So I take a quick lunch break, order some Mongolian beef. And if you never had it at Capital, you got to try it. It's delicious. So after lunch, we jump right back into the game. First hand we look at is pair of 10s. We go ahead and raise to 12. We get 2 callers. The flop comes Jack 3 deuce. When it's checked to me, I go ahead and make a standard continuation bet. If they don't have the Jack, they're not coming. Both players quickly fold, and I take down another small pot. So 1 player limps, and I look down at ace queen offsuit. I go ahead and put a raise into 16. The big blind and the limper call. So we're off to the flop 3-handed. Flop is king 7-3 with 2 diamonds. This definitely hits my range. So when it's checked to me, I decide to continue for 18. Only the big blind calls. At this point, I'm putting them on the hands such as a king or possibly a flush draw. Turn card comes is a 3 of diamonds, so it pairs the board and puts the front door flush out there. He checks to me, and I'm just going to check it back here. The river card comes as a 7 of clubs, so it puts 2 pair on board. So when he checks to me, I'm just going to take my showdown value, and I check it back, and he turns over pocket 5s and takes it down. All right, just finished up playing. Played a lot better today. I was pretty pleased with my play. It just was a little bit card dead. I only had a couple of hands that paid off, and but I'm happy. So totals are at the end of the screen. Thanks for watching. Just a quick shout out to Jen, a fan of the vlog, who was at my table. Good playing with you. We'll see you next time.